Guys, in today's video, I want to break down the top 5 reasons why you guys can't scale your agency to that infamous 10K per month mark. So now that I've actually done it with my agency and I've helped multiple people actually do this with their agency through one-to-one coaching and through my actual programs and stuff like that, and even through my free YouTube and stuff like that, I actually want to break down exactly what I've spotted when I'm actually speaking to people like one-to-one, what I noticed in myself now that I've actually scaled my agencies and kind of like my business, if you, I've only got one agency, by the way, I don't know why I said agency, my agency and my coaching business, if you will, to that multiple 6-figure mark. I'm actually a 6-figure business owner, 3 times over at this particular point. So we actually hit over 27K last month, and this month we're actually going to go on to do probably even 27. We're actually on target right now. The time we're recording this, we're actually on target to hit another 27K month or even 30K month, and maybe even above. Hopefully, obviously above and up to that 40. So pretty shortly. So guys, if you see me looking over here, it's just because I've got the reasons actually broken down for you guys right here. So reason number 1 I'm seeing with you guys is that it's not actually a proper problem that you have in your business. It's more of a personal problem. I believe this is actually what Dan Kennedy says in one of his books, is that most people don't actually have a business problem. They have a personal problem that reflects in their business. And what I mean by this, guys, is I can actually just kill this for most of you guys even watching this in just one single question. And the question is, when was the last time you did outreach consistently for 90 days straight without missing a single day? See, that's what it actually genuinely takes to actually scale your agency to that 10K per month mark. In fact, when I did this, I literally documented and said to myself, I'm actually going to start a 90-day challenge where I don't miss a single day's worth of outreach, and I'm going to implement the hybrid system. When I actually finally figured it out, I was at 3.1K back in, it was like just the end of April, start of May, and it took me 24 days to go from 3.1K to 8.6K. So guys, I literally stuck to outreach every single day except for Sundays. I wasn't actually working on Sundays. So if you're going to actually work this out, factor in what days you're going to be working and what you're not going to be working. But the point here is, guys, is that most of you think you've actually got a business problem and that you can't actually scale, when realistically it's just because you're not creating the right inputs. You're not doing the right inputs to get the right output. And what I mean by that is, and by the way, guys, when I say when was the last time you actually done 90 days worth of outreach without missing a single day, I don't mean what you hypothetically think you've done, because what you think you've done and what you've actually done are 2 different things. I know that a lot of people actually like to talk this big game and say, oh yeah, I work 6 hours a day or 12 hours a day or whatnot. But what are you actually doing? Are you actually tracking your outreach? A lot of you are going to say that, oh yeah, I'm doing loads of outreach. But if I ask you to pull up a sheet where you've actually tracked it and you've actually documented the actual outreach, a lot of you will be like dumbfounded. You're not going to be able to answer me. So what I mean by that is, make sure you're tracking your outreach as well, because this is what's going to separate the men from the mice, if you will. So what I mean by that, guys, is make sure you're actually hitting 90 days worth of outreach. Pick a number, stick to it, work out what your number actually is, to be fair. Again, if you want to work out how much outreach you need to do, there's a tracking sheet below. All you have to do is click the link, watch the video, it gives it you for completely free. Plug in your numbers on what you actually want to, where you want to go, and then what you can do with that is actually pick your daily, it actually spits you back out a daily outreach number that you actually need to hit. And then what you do is you just work on that number for 90 days straight, or however long you need to hit it for, and you actually stay consistent with that. Now, that leads me on to the second point, which is you guys are spending too much time doing the lead sourcing, the prospecting, the qualifying of the businesses, and the actual outreach yourselves. You're spending too much time on doing that, and it's literally becoming a 9-to-5 job within itself. And this is not your fault. It's because you're following all the gurus and stuff like that, and they're telling you to do cold outreach this, cold emails that, cold Instagram DMs this, cold Facebook that. And what's happening here, guys, is that you're trying to keep up with these gurus and trying to scale up your agency doing cold outreach. Now, it does work. It's just that it's so friggin' tedious, so friggin' time consuming, that it literally will make you inconsistent. This is the key. If you're going to stay consistent with something, it needs to be easy. Imagine if I told you to wake up every single morning for the next 90 days straight, and every single day you had to run a marathon. You're definitely not going to be able to keep up with that work. And this is what people are doing in terms of, I'm using a marathon as like the analogy here, or like a metaphor here, if you will, excuse me. So what you guys are doing is you're trying to run a marathon every single day, instead of having your ducks lined up in a row and making it easy for you. For example, having leads already sorted out by a lead sourcer, so you can just knock out your outreach every single day, or even having a lead sourcer on a first line writer so that your outreach is actually consistent. You see, what's happening is you're trying to do all this outreach, but you're trying to do it all by yourself. And what's happening is that you're doing this and you're getting burned out, and it's leading to inconsistencies. And if you're inconsistent with your outreach, you're inconsistent with your calls. If you're inconsistent with your calls, your income's going to be inconsistent. So you're not going to be consistent, and you're not going to be able to stack up to that 10K per month mark, because you don't actually have a predictable system that you can actually turn on every single day, if you will, and stick to it every single day. That's actually going to generate you X amount of calls by the end of the month. And out of those calls, you don't know how much you're actually then going to be able to close, because the numbers are just too inconsistent. So what you need to do is have some consistency, then get the data in so that you can actually figure out what your close ratio is, what your close rate is, or should I say, what you're actually going to then make at the end of the month. Again, you guys don't have this system down because you're actually trying to do it all yourself. You're using brute force instead of playing the game smart. See, a lot of you guys are actually trying to, like I said, trying to go out there, do the lead source, and you're going to Google, you're typing in, e-commerce businesses or something like that, and then you're using your that dumb algorithm hop thing where you follow an e-com brand and you hit the little drop down and you jump to a brand that looks similar, and then you go from that brand and find like 30 other or like 20 other brands that look very similar. That is the slowest way I've ever seen of doing lead sourcing. It's actually embarrassing. If people actually still teach that in that course, it's literally embarrassing. There's literal ways right now where you can actually go and pull e-com leads in, like I'm talking literally 2.1 million e-com leads within like 20 seconds. Me personally, I never, and the people in age transmutation, they never ever have to worry about getting e-com leads ever again, because I literally give you over 50,000 leads, over 100,000 leads, whatever, however many leads you basically need. You're actually given that in age transmutation. I actually give you the leads. Not only do I teach you how to use the leads, how to actually reach out to them, how to do the first lines, how to actually hire a first line writer, how to actually do the emails and split test different body copy. I also even give you the leads to actually go and reach out to. These are not like leads I'm giving to everybody else. These are fresh leads unique to you and stuff like that. Not only that, but these leads are probably, there's not enough people on YouTube watching my channel to actually go through 2.1 million leads. So these leads are obviously fresh. So what I'm trying to say here, guys, is that because, and you'll see the cause and effect relationship here, because you're trying to do it all yourself, you yourself are becoming your own obstacle to hitting that 10K per month mark. Let me actually break it down so you can actually clearly see where you're actually messing up, if you will. So you are trying to do all the outreach yourself and you're doing cold outreach. Then what's happening is, because it's so difficult to do, it's taking you so long to actually do the actual lead sourcing, like finding brands that are qualified, then qualifying them, and then finding the business owner's details, and then reaching out to them, and then personalizing that outreach. Because it takes so long, you hate doing it. And because you hate doing it, subconsciously you just don't want to, you genuinely just don't want to do it. So you're obviously going to be inconsistent with that. It's almost like having to wake up every day and pull your friggin' teeth out. Like it's so draining and so tiring. It's literally like watching paint dry. So what I actually recommend you do is use the hybrid system again. The hybrid system is where you actually get some sort of cash flow from a warmer traffic source, such as Upwork. So you get lower ticket clients from there. Then what you can do with that is scale up to like 2K really quickly. When I say really quickly, I've literally had students, make like 2,600 in 2 days. In their first, I think it was actually 3 days, 3 days. And I've literally had students come into the program and get paid 1,500 upfront for a 90-day like social media management program, literally upfront in their first 2 days of doing outreach on Upwork. Now what he can do is basically take that money and hire 2 first-line writers where they've actually writing emails for him, because he's already got the leads he needs. I've already given him 50,000 leads, for example. You can actually go out there and just get his first-line writer to actually go about writing the leads. And by the way, first-line writers are just virtual assistants that are going to do your outreach for you. Now that's going to basically make sure that you're consistent with this, and consistency is literally the key. So again, it's you, your own self is becoming your own hurdle in your own business, and that's not good. You're actually going to remove yourself. If you're becoming a hurdle in your own business, you need to remove yourself and have a team of people to take care of this. And again, the result of that is going to be a consistent meeting setting system, because that's the key to SMMA. Honestly, guys, the key to getting to 10K is, if you can't set meetings consistently, you will just never ever get there. And of course, you need to be able to retain these clients as well. So let me actually talk about your actual outreach now. So that's point number 1, and that was point number 2. Point number 3 is that you guys in your outreach are not actually including enticing offers. Now, what I mean by that is, a lot of people just go and start SMMA and they just watch a YouTube video, and what they do is they just hear like the actual guru talk about their niche and what they're offering. So Facebook ads to like e-com brands, for example, and then what they do is they just try and go and throw Facebook ads at like loads of e-com brands and just reach out with like very bland messaging. They write long scripts and stuff like that that people don't actually read. There's no enticing kind of like messaging in there. And the reason for that, I found, is because people aren't being taught the actual underlying root reasons as to why SMMA genuinely works in the first place. SMMA is a problem solution based business model. I teach this in Agency Reputation. I show you how to go about identifying people's pain problems, because and I keep saying this on my channel, when you can identify and explain back to somebody their own pain problems in such minute detail that they are literally blown away by that, they will automatically think that you have the solution for that, and your service actually starts selling itself, if you will. So this is what you guys need to understand. I'm not telling you guys to go and do market research for no reason. You need to go and figure out what the actual like main pain problems are of a particular industry, and then actually come up with messaging that actually sparks a nerve. And the reason why you need to do this is because if there's it's almost like a lion. For example, a lion will jump out when it sees a juicy piece of zebra, for example. But if like a turtle runs past, that's not gonna spark any interest. It's gonna let the turtle run past. Well, I don't know if lions eat turtles, but you get the point I'm trying to make. Your messaging needs to be that juicy steak that people buy on, if you will. You need to have you have to have a very enticing offer, if you will, in your messaging. And most people are literally just just saying the same things over and over and over again. And again, it's because you don't understand the person's pain problem. And when you can actually explain their pain problems back to them in so much detail, what's going to happen is they're automatically going to assume that you have the solution for that, and it's actually going to sell themselves on that. So there's another point for you right there. So point number 4 again is no differentiation in your messaging. So you're getting blown off. Everybody's saying the same things about the same offer. Facebook has the e-com brand, how you help brands scale to 6 and 7 figures. Everybody's saying the same thing over and over again. They've heard it all before. You need to do something different and differentiate yourself. This again is when you don't know how to differentiate yourself, what's going to happen is you're not going to be able to spark that interest, like I said in the previous point, and you're not going to be able to get people on calls with you. So you need to figure out a way on how to differentiate yourself from everybody else. When they go left, you want to go right. If they go right, you want to go left. That's what I'm trying to say here, guys. Now, if I was to ask you this question, what separates your agency? Let's pretend you're an e-com Facebook ad agency right now. Or whatever agency it is right now. Let's just say you're an agency right now. Let me ask you this. What's separating your agency from all the other agencies doing the exact same service as you, or offering the exact same service as you? If you can't answer that question, then you're obviously doing something wrong. You need to make sure that you have some sort of differentiating factor that's actually unique, that you got your own unique selling point, if you will, and unique messaging as well when you're actually, doing your outreach to spark interest so you can get people on a call. Now, the 5th and final point is obviously service delivery. So think about it. Think about SMMA in its most basic terms. There's realistically only 2 things that you need to master. Number 1 is your client kind of like attraction system. The way how I've mastered this is by using what you call the hybrid system. The hybrid system is a fully automated kind of like a system that pulls you in meetings consistently, week in, week out. Now, the way how I've gone about building this is I stacked up smaller ticket clients because I knew that the key to SMMA is to do lots of outreach, because lots of outreach that's personalized, by the way. So I already understood this pain problem in my business. I understood that, like, to get clients, what did I do before? Well, I did lots of outreach that were very personalized. That then led me to a call, which then I ended up closing those clients. So the key to that is to then just double down on that. But how do I double down on that if I don't have that much time in the day to actually do all the lead sourcing, finding the leads, prospecting, actually doing all this outreach and all the personalization, because that takes way too long. So I then decided to myself, okay, cool. I need to obviously replicate myself some way, shape or form, whether that's through software or through an actual physical, another human being. So I said to myself, okay, cool, I'm gonna have to hire some sort of person. But then I said to myself, okay, cool, so where do I get the money to hire these people from? I then looked to Upwork as a cash flow resource, if you will. So stacking up small ticket clients, I used that. Then what I did was I take the profits out of that and hire somebody to actually do the lead sourcing, the first line writing and the prospecting for me. So whilst you're sat there trying to do, I don't know, 15 emails a day, and you're doing that all yourself, and it's literally taking you 1 hour to prospect and another hour to send out your 15 emails that are personalized. So whilst you're doing 2 hours of work and only sending out 15 emails, I've got 2 people sending me, 25 emails per day. So that's 50 emails per day, and I'm not lifting a single finger. So you're actually trying to outcompete me doing 15 emails a day, which is what per week? You can do the maths, and I'm doing 50 a day, whatever that is a week. Five times 5 is 250 emails. 250 emails a week. That's 1,000 emails a month. So whilst you're only doing minute numbers, I'm doing big numbers whilst not actually lifting a finger. If you will, I can't bother to do the maths right now, guys, but I'm pretty sure you guys can work that out. So there's another kind of like strategy right there. I guess that's my that's the first kind of like hurdle of SMMA. Not the hurdle, there's two systems. So the two systems again are, number one, trying a client attraction system. You need to be able to set meetings consistently week in, week out. That's what you need to, you definitely need to be able to fill out your calendar with meetings. There's no doubt about that. Then the second hurdle is that you now need to be able to retain the clients that you're actually closing. So these are the two last pieces of the puzzle, if you will. Basically, these are the only two pieces of the puzzle, if you actually think if you think about it. Number one, getting clients. Number two, retaining clients, keeping them happy. Because if you keep getting clients and stuff like that, and you do figure out some sort of system to get clients in, but you keep losing them, there's no way you're gonna stack up those clients. So if you're getting clients at like 1K per month each, you're gonna need to get to 10 clients before you're at that 10K per month mark, for example, just for ease of numbers. So what you need to do is be able to retain clients over and over again. And I found that a lot of people are actually trying to still do the service delivery themselves because they think they can just keep most of the profit. See, that's very short-term limiting thinking right there. If you are just literally thinking that, oh yeah, I'll just manage the clients myself, it's not that hard, I'll do it myself, what you're doing right there is killing your own business and you don't even know it. Because what you're doing is you're offering a service that's literally taking up time that you can actually be spending on building out different systems. You want to be a system builder in your agency. I'm tired of seeing people going down the freelance route where they're actually trying to do all the lead sourcing, prospecting, and the actual email sending themselves, and they're trying to do all of the service delivery themselves. That is not a business. That is literally a 9-to-5 job within a business. The way how you tell you if you've got a business is if you can go on holiday for an entire month, come back to your business, and your business has actually grown without you. That's what you call a real business, a real company, if you will. If you take 1 day off of outreach, for example, or 2 days or 3 days, 4 days off of outreach, and your business actually drops, or that you just disappear from your business for 3 days without telling nobody, and your business just goes to shit, that is not a business. That's literally a 9-to-5 job within itself. So that's the litmus test right there. So what you need to do is find a solid team. Is finding a team easy? Hell no. Finding a team that's solid, that you can actually rely on, and you can actually grow your business without you and stuff like that, and that actually genuinely gets clients great results, is one of the hardest things to do. It's not supposed to be easy. If it was easy, everybody else would just be around here just chilling on beaches with like agencies that are like making like 6 figures while they're chilling. It is possible. It's just that it's very difficult to do. Even then, you probably still have to have your input put in there every now and again. That's and most of the time when you get to that stage anyway, that 6-figure stage anyway, you actually just genuinely enjoy working. So like even me, when I go on holidays, I literally would rather be at work, to be honest with you. Like when I'm on holiday, like the first 2 days I enjoy it, and then the third day I'm like, I just want to get back to my desk and just crush some work, to be honest with you. So I actually feel better at work. It's actually really weird because it's so weird because like when you actually get past the 10K per month mark, well, before it's like, oh, I can't wait to get to 10K so I can actually chill and do this thing and buy these cars and buy all this stuff and do all that. And then when you're actually here, buying cars are just like the stupidest thing ever. You just want to be able to be builders. And when you actually have free time, you actually just want to be back at work anyway because you just love the game at that point. So it's really weird how you change. But guys, that's how you go about, I guess, scaling to that 10K per month mark, and that's the reasons why you can't actually scale to that 10K per month mark. Again, I'll just reiterate the points. You're spending too much time lead sourcing, don't have a consistent system because of that. Because again, you're spending too much time on lead sourcing, you're not actually being able to consistently set meetings on a week-to-week basis because it's you becoming your own hurdle. 2 is that most people are actually doing 90 days worth of outreach or staying consistent with that outreach. Number 3 is that you have no enticing offers so that you're not actually sparking any attention. Then number 4 is actually there's no differentiation in your actual messaging, so you're actually just getting blown off by a lot of people that are not interested because they've heard it all before. And number 5 is that your service delivery isn't on point, if you will, and you're not actually retaining clients. So guys, go and fix those 5 points and tell me you don't get to 6 figures. There is no other shit over the mindset. Apart from that, that's probably a story for another video that's actually stopping you. Once you got all these 5 points down, you're actually good to go. Anyway guys, I hope that you've enjoyed this. If you guys need any one-to-one help, make sure that you remember that I do have a live one-to-one coaching program that is literally unfailable. It's infallible. You cannot actually fail because it comes with a full money back guarantee, and you actually get access to me for life. as in like through my own personal mobile phone. You can actually hit me up at any time you basically want whenever you're struggling, which means if you get a response from clients, from a prospect should I say, and you don't know how to answer it, send me the message. I will literally voice note what you should put and you send it over to the client on your behalf. And I bet you any money at this point, I've had over 700 and something, literally over 770 sales calls at this point. I just checked in my Acuity scheduling earlier today, the actual client list. If you guys know what I'm talking about, if you got Acuity scheduling. And literally I do have a lot of experience, so I know exactly what to say and what to put in certain situations, like most situations at this particular point, or this sort of I've been doing this for a long time at this point. That being said, guys, if you want one-to-one coaching, again, or mentoring if you will, there's a link below. I'll make it abundantly clear which one you should click. Or if you want help with agency transmutation, or you want to learn more about that, click the link below or book in a call with me. The links are below, by the way, guys. Anyway, guys, hope you're doing well and staying safe, and I hope that you've enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Please make sure that you drop a like if you loved it, and make sure that you subscribe as well and turn on the notification bell, and I'll see you guys soon. Peace.